Hello, dear students. Welcome back to my class. I hope you know my name and remember me. Those new students who have come to the class, many of you, those who have attended, you know me. Those who have not attended, for you, my name is Dr. Jitendra Kumar Misra. I am assistant professor in the Department of English, Lalit Narayan Tirhut Mahavidyalaya, Muzaffarpur, BRABU, Bihar. So, MJC English, CBCS 25 batch. Welcome to the class. In the previous class, I had discussed with you the syllabus, and you know fully well. I shall just revise to you the names of the books that you have to study in Major English. Major English, remember? Abhigyan Shakuntalam, that we have already studied there. Mrichikatikam, and the classical literature that we have to study, the Ramayana, of which we have to study the Balkanda, and Mahabharata, of which we have to study the dicing scene. Well, one more is there, that is Theri Gatha of Buddhist literature from Khudak Nikaya. So, this Theri Gatha, however, it covers very small portion of your syllabus, but it is very important. You need to know it. Theri Gatha, this is the poems of the elder nuns. What is the meaning of Theri Gatha? It's mentioned here. Theri Gatha. Know it, divided into two parts. Theri and Gatha. That has come from Pali language. Theri means the elder nuns, and Gatha means the poems. So, the poems of the elder nuns means the Theri Gatha. That is a very beautiful part of Theri Gatha of the Pali literature, the collection of poems of the elder nuns. It represents the thoughts, feelings, and ideas of the nuns of that time. You know, around 500 BC, these nuns, how they felt. We now talk about women empowerment. They were empowered at that time. You will be very happy to read the poems of those times. See, however, all these, whatever is there, I'll share it in the chat box. You can read it there. I'll only discuss with you those poems so that you will be getting the beauty and flavor of how they felt. Here, actually, there are total 73 poems in that Theri Gatha. I hope the meaning is clear. Theri Gatha, once again, I am returning to it. Before we move towards the poem, I am just telling you, if anyone asks you what is the meaning of the term Theri Gatha, of which language it is, so it comes from Pali language. And what is the meaning of it? The meaning is Theri Gatha. Theri means the elder nuns, and Gatha means the poems of the elder nuns. That is, there we have to study only 3 poems. Now, in this major, we have to study only 3 poems. Out of those, how many poems? 73 poems. Remember this. These things will help you to handle objective type questions. In MCQs, it may be asked, how many poems are there in total in the collection of poems in Theri Gatha? How many? 73. Very good. So, we have to study only 3 poems in this. Well, there, Theri Gatha, okay, all these I'll share with you there in the chat box, and you can study it there. So, it is translated as verses of the elder nuns. Well, historical context, I have told you regarding about 500 BC when Lord Buddha was existing, and when disciples were there, the male disciples and the female disciples, and they were called the bhikshu and the bhikshunis. You know about Buddhism. Buddhism, as it spread in India, it spread in the Indian subcontinent and the other countries of the world at the same time. And now it is more practiced in other countries than it is practiced there in India. Well, the peaceful message that Buddhism spread, and the human touching, heart touching, and soul touching messages that it passed to the human beings was very important and very inspiring. So more and more people, they followed this religion, and not only in India but it also spread in other parts of the world. Well, fine. So when we analyze, we have to analyze the theme and content. Theme and content also of these poems. What are the themes? The themes are of renunciation. What is the meaning of renunciation? When we renounce, tyag, that not of selfishness. Other people might teach you about selfishness, that I have to get it, but Buddhism teaches, and those philosophical ideas of human beings, they teach you of renunciation, that you have to leave the things. You don't have to go behind the things, you don't have to selfishly acquire the things, but you have to leave the things. So the theme, major theme of these poems can be one, that is renunciation. Then the other one, it is overcoming suffering. Overcoming suffering. You know, the primary teaching of Buddhism starts from suffering itself. That there is suffering, that there are reasons of suffering, that suffering can be stopped, and that there are ways to stop those sufferings. So here, this is the last point, how to overcome suffering, how you can get rid of your sufferings. दुख से कैसे छुटकारा हो. When you talk about dukha, when you talk about suffering, everybody will be active. Every ears will start getting you actively, that what you are going to tell about suffering. How can we get rid of suffering? Because people are suffering and they want to get rid of this. They want to get mukti from that dukha. उस दुख से मुक्ति चाहिए, छुटकारा चाहिए. Everybody wants that. So here the theme in this poem is suffering, and not only suffering, overcoming suffering, that getting rid of that suffering, that coming out of that suffering. And then a spiritual liberation, that when we talk about spirituality, when we talk about religion, when we talk about our then the salvation and the purity of our soul, then it does not include only the male beings. In several religions, only the male members are allowed to worship. The female, they are not allowed to worship. But this is not the motive of Buddhism and Hinduism. Hinduism, Buddhism, they allow equally the women to take part in the worship process. So here is a spiritual liberation, that spiritually we are liberated. Those who join Buddhism, those who become disciples of Buddhism, they get spiritually liberated. They become free to follow the religion. They become free to get the spiritual ideas into them. And then empowerment and equality. That what the whole world is talking about, the women empowerment, is talking about the empowerment of women, that women also should be given equal right. But in our ancient India, how many years? Even 500 years before this Christian era starts. That time too, women, they had equal right. They could come into spirituality. They could become the disciples. Here, the poems, the 3 poems that you will study, in these 3 poems you will find there are 3 different ideas, 3 different representations. Through 3 poems only, however, it's not possible that we will study all 73 poems. We have to study only 3 poems. And through these 3 poems, we can understand the thoughts of the people of that time. Hundreds, not thousands of years ago, that what the people used to think. Now we have to go through it and when we realize, we find that the same ideas are now also existing. They are now also same important, with the same magnitude as they were important at that time. See, so empowerment and equality. So how many themes were there? How many themes? When you handle your 5 marks question, there can be a question like, discuss the themes of the Therigatha. Then keep that in the mind. Renunciation, overcoming suffering, spiritual liberation, and empowerment and equality. Is that clear? Well, what is the literary significance of this? So literary significance is also very important. When you read, you find the poems of that time. Now we have several treatises written on the composition of the poetry, how a poem should be composed. But that time, people did not have defined rules to compose poetry. But still, how beautifully and engrossing those ideas are given and paved there in that poetry. When you read, you will be absorbed to it. And the legacy? Well, they were not important that time only. They are important. They are equally important now too. That is the spiritual. That is the legacy of the poem. However, in detail, when I'll share it with you, you will study it. So I told you there are 3 poems that we have to study. Those 3 representative poems out of those 73 poems. So today we'll discuss 1 poem at least. First poem that we have to study. आते हैं इस पे. पहला poem. First poem that we have to study is Mutta. 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 These are the names. These are the names. Don't be confused. That is Therigatha, chapter 1, poem number 11. Mutta's verse. What is Mutta saying? Mutta is the name of a lady. What is saying? Mutta freed, so free am I. Mutta freed, so free am I. As Mutta is free, so I am also free. जैसे मुत्ता फ्री हैं, वैसे हम भी फ्री हैं. So thoroughly free am I. जैसे as Mutta is free, so free as am I am also free. That is the poem of freedom. That is the poem of freedom. And how free am I? I am free from 3 things. What 3 things? From 3 crooked things set free. I am free from 3 things. What are those 3 things? From mortar, from pestle, and from my crooked old husband. Remember this. This might be a question there in your MCQ. What are the things that Mutta is free? What are the things that is discussed in the poem Mutta? So 3 things are there. She is free from what? Those 3 things? Free from mortar. What is mortar? What is mortar? मोटर का मतलब पता किसको है? बताओ. ये लो गांव में ओखल मूसल देखा है? ओखल देखा है? Earlier used to be a wooden structure in which people used to keep paddy, and with mortar they used to hit it, and it was a process. After that, rice used to come out of that. क्या होता था? गाँव में एक ओखल होता था और उसमें लोग धान डालते थे. फिर एक लकड़ी का लंबा सा मोटा एक स्टाफ होता था, उससे कूटते थे और फिर से चावल निकलता था. सो उसको क्या बोलते थे? मूसल. एंड दैट मूसल इज कॉल्ड मोटार. ओके. देन व्हाट इज पेसल? व्हाट इज पेसल? पेसल क्या होता है? तो पेसल इज वो सिलबट्टा. पता है व्हाट इज सिलबट्टा? वो मसाला गांव में पहले लोग पीसते थे, आजकल तो मिक्सी से पीसते हैं. सिलबट्टे पे मसाला रखकर, हल्दी वगैरह रखकर उसको कूटते थे, फिर पीसते थे. तो दैट वो सिलबट्टे को क्या बोलते थे? सील लोढ़ा, है ना? दैट इज कॉल्ड, दैट इज व्हाट? पेसल. And what is the third thing? What is third thing? The third thing is crooked old husband. Crooked means here khusat. That's what you call. Hmm? Crooked old husband. So that husband who is very nagging, a husband who is very disturbing. So these three things are the part and parcel of a woman life. एक स्त्री की जिंदगी में ये तीन चीजें बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होती हैं. क्या होती थी? ओखल मूसल, जिससे वो धान कूटती थी, चावल बनाती थी, चूड़ा कूटती थी, वगैरह वगैरह. शी यूज टू हैव सो मेनी वर्क्स फ्रॉम इट. मसाला पीसना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट था. सुबह पीसो, शाम को पीसो. और तीसरा जो सबसे खतरनाक था, इट वॉज द क्रूकेड ओल्ड हस्बैंड. सो Mutta says that I am free from these three things. I am free from the motor, I am free from the pestle, and I am free from my crooked old husband. Okay, come. So having uprooted the craving that leads to becoming, I am set free from aging and death. So what she says, I have uprooted the craving that leads to becoming. You become something. When you crave for something, you become something. जब इच्छा होती है हम कुछ बन जाते हैं. You crave to become an IAS, you become an IAS. You crave to become a teacher, you become a teacher. You crave to become a husband, you become a husband. You crave to become a wife, you become a wife. That becoming comes from craving. जब हम कुछ चाहते हैं तो हमको हो जाता है, मिल जाता है. तो craving becomes, craving leads to becoming. But I have uprooted it. Means I don't want to become anything now. Now I don't want to become a mother. I don't want to become a daughter. I don't want to become a sister. I don't want to become a wife. I don't want to become anything. I have uprooted it. I have uprooted it. That she says. I have having uprooted the craving that leads to becoming. I am set free from aging and death. Now I don't fear any kind of aging. I don't fear any kind of death. ना मुझे उम्र की ढलान से डर है और ना मुझे मौत से डर है. आई डोंट फियर एजिंग, आई डोंट फियर डेथ. शी हैज लेफ्ट ऑल दीज थिंग्स. सो दिस पोएम टेल्स यू अबाउट हाउ वीमेन यूज टू फील एट दैट टाइम, हाउ एजिंग people, ladies particularly, they are very much concerned with their growing age and their deteriorating age and beauty, that their distortion of the face. महिलाओं को, लड़कियों को बहुत टेंशन होता है कि हमारी उम्र बढ़ रही है, हमारी खूबसूरती घट रही है. ये बहुत बड़ी टेंशन होती है. बट when she has joined Buddhism, when she has become a disciple, she does not have any such kind of fear of her growing age, and even she does not fear death. People are afraid of what? Death. Nobody wants to die. But she does not have any kind of fear of age, nor has she any kind of fear of death. So this is a very beautiful representative poem of Therigatha. There are 3 poems. You will enjoy it. I have discussed this first poem in this class. The remaining 2 poems I'll discuss with you in the next class. Thank you so much.